Maximize your wealth now.
Yes, in business, finance, family, and lifestyle. Think about it. As a certified financial educator, my whole goal for this program originally was to bring business and finance together with spiritual principles and universal laws. And all of it needs to come from the heart. Got it?
Maximize your wealth now.
Absolutely. Yes!
Moneeka Sawyer has been coaching executives in the Silicon Valley for over 10 years. Her unique approach to leadership has helped clients from artists and solopreneurs to high-tech startup CEOs discover their own personal leadership style and create a whole new sense of power, energy, and excitement about their businesses and their lives. She loves the power, playfulness, and daring of using Tantra to make us all our very best selves. Moneeka teaches how to understand your own innate energetic makeup for improving communications, creating more fulfilling relationships, and being a more effective leader in all areas of life. She is a speaker and author, and you can find out more about her teachings in her celebrated book, Choose Bliss.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the set. We are so excited because we have Moneeka with us today, and she is going to share about Tantra. So I really want you to perk up your ears and listen to what she has to say, because her information is going to change your life. We're so happy you're here with us, Moneeka.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here.
Well, I want you to start off right away and tell us how it is that you got started with this secret technique for energy.
Okay. So I was born in Middle America, and I was the only non-white person in my town. And so I got tormented and teased and bullied incessantly. So by the time I was in high school, I was tired. I was tired of getting beat up, and I was tired of not having any control over my life. And so, you know, I just decided this was it. It was time for me to just move forward. You know, I needed a change, and I needed it now. So I started to search. And then in my sophomore year in high school, the summer after that, I found the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Have you read this book?
Yes,
yeah.
I have.
There's everybody I know that's doing anything has read that.
Right? It was a game changer, right?
Yes.
And so he interviewed 500 successful millionaires to find out what they had done to be successful. And one of the things that he found is that without an exception, every successful person practiced the principles of sexual transmutation, which he covers in chapter 11. So now just think about this, right? I'm a 16-year-old girl, and I'm like, sex? Really? Ooh, that's cool. Like, sex and success? That's even cooler. So I start to study, and I started reading books, and started my own practice on my own without anybody else. And I want to be really, really clear here that this is not a sexual practice. A lot of people think of Tantra as sex. It's not a sexual practice. It's the utilization of sexual energy, which is a completely different thing. Right? As a matter of fact, if you have sex with the wrong person, it can completely muddle this energy, right?
That happened to me.
Right.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, so energetically, you don't want to muddle things. You want to be really, really careful, because this is so powerful. Anyways, got back to school. I was in the 11th grade, and out of the blue, my peers nominated me to be class president and ran a campaign, and I won. And these are peers that didn't know anything about who I was.
Chef Sharynne Frazer is an award-winning radio personality, outspoken speaker, ambassador, and fundraiser for the American Heart Association. She has educated thousands of people over the years as a raw food pioneer, a best-selling author of Empowered and her second book, How to Change Your Life with Raw Food. Sharynne joined forces with Vitamir International, a natural product distributor in Las Vegas. They specialize in oral health care products. Sharynne shares the 45 years of dental horrors and the hundreds of thousands of dollars she spent saving her gums. She recognized the need to educate the public about the diseases directly related to poor oral health.
Welcome back, and we are really excited to have Chef Sharynne Frazer with us right now. Welcome to the set.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I'm very excited to get my message out there. You know me. I can't wait.
Well, we're going to have fun because you have so much valuable information to bring. And I want to know, you're Chef Sharynne, and then you're a nutritionist, and you work with raw food too, right, to help people feel better and healthy. So I'm dying to know how you're segueing into the oral side of things.
Yes, it's funny you should say that. I hear that all the time. Well, I thought you were a chef. Well, I was a chef. I'm a retired chef. So I went from the chef side, always loved the body, and have been studying the body since I was 17. And I went the chef route, and then I went raw food. The raw food came about as a result of my mom passing away. I had periodontal disease, and I have suffered since I was 14, but didn't know it.
Wow.
So it took until I was about 24, 25 before I was actually diagnosed. Well, by then the damage had been done. I was a stage 4 at that point. I had an abscess. I woke up one morning and this whole side of my jaw was like this. And one of the reasons I wanted to come on the show was to explain to people that I have beautiful teeth.
Yes, you
do. They're white and they're pearly and they're straight, but it has nothing to do with teeth. It's the bone and the gum. And that's where the damage was being done. The Surgeon General has declared oral health the #1 silent killer in this country.
Really?
#1. Want to know why?
No idea.
Oh, no. Check this out. They have linked oral health, which is the pathogens and the bacteria, they have linked it to heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, eczema, HIV, AIDS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and a multitude of others, because digestion starts in your mouth. Everything starts right here, whether you're eating good or you're eating bad, all right? So by having the chef background, it was just natural to me that I need to help people not only with the food, but I now need to educate them about the food that they're eating.
Yes.
Because you can be a very healthy person and be using the wrong products on your mouth. I did everything that I was told to do for my mouth over my whole lifetime, but guess what?
It wasn't right.
It wasn't enough.
Debra Dupree has a passion for supporting professionals who are ready to take the next step in their careers and lives, but are stuck in old, troubling behaviors. She has over 30 years studying human psychology, the neuroscience behind emotion, and techniques for freeing current behavior from past traumas. Debra has been featured in Newsweek as one of San Diego's top psychotherapists, recognized by the Los Angeles Federal Executive Board for her mediator expertise, and distinguished as a leader in dispute resolution by the Southern California Mediation Association and the Association for Conflict Resolution. Today, Dr. Debra combines her years of experience in psychotherapy, meditation, and conflict coaching to guide professional men and women in breaking through to new ways of living. Her book, The Emotional Potential, is the foundation for a new training program specifically designed for the legal community. Watch as Debra uncovers simple techniques to recover from life's challenges.
Welcome back, and we are so excited to have Dr. Debra Dupree with us because she knows how to make our relationships work. So let's get started talking to her. Hi, Debra.
Well, good afternoon. Hello. How are you?
Good, good. It's wonderful to have you here with us. So tell us a little bit about you and what your mission is for the world.
Well, thank you, Sharynne. And again, first of all, let me say thank you for the opportunity to be here. This is really great. I would say my mission in the world is really to help people move through their pain points that happen throughout life. You know, things that could be childhood traumas, emotional, even physical abuse. Certainly as we grow into adults and our relationships that we have, work issues, bad bosses, money issues. A lot of trauma happens, and it helps people get stuck sometimes.
Yes. Stuck is an understatement. I've been stuck in those kind of places in the past myself, and it takes a lot to get out of them if you don't have someone to guide you and show you another way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because if we could see so clearly, we probably wouldn't have gotten into those stuck messes to begin with.
Yes,
right?
that see into the future thing, right?
Right.
So tell us how you go about supporting those of us who do get stuck. What's the answer to that question? Because sometimes I just sit and wait, and I have a lot of patience now. I didn't as a child, but I do now, and I wait for the answer, but it isn't always forthcoming. And sometimes I think if somebody could just guide me to that better place, maybe it would happen so much faster.
Well, it definitely will, because what we know in today's world is that, with some structured intervention, actually in about 12 weeks, we can really start to see a turnaround in terms of people really gaining insight, awareness, understanding, and actually choosing new behaviors using the tools that they've been provided. So it's a matter of doing some one-on-one coaching, as well as, assessments. The willingness to actually go back and explore what some of those difficult moments in time have been about, so that we can start to sort of de-link or unlink, however you want to say it, what's happened in the past, so we don't keep moving it forward in the future. Because there's a lot that can happen emotionally that gets buried. And particularly if we are exposed to early childhood traumas, we're not even consciously aware of them. But they can really be drivers of our behavior as we continue to go on.
Rich Gaines is a speaker, author, and estate and tax planning attorney with over 30 years of experience. He is dynamic, energizing, and filled with passion. Rich makes a difference in people's lives by getting them over the hurdles to wealth, not only in money, but in values, beliefs, and traditions. Having worked with thousands of businesses and families developing wealth plans, he has seen how businesses and families can be ripped apart. This led Rich to develop the Treasure of Wealth system, which features 7 simple steps to quickly increase cash flow, maximize time, and avoid costly mistakes. Rich is a 3-time author and has been featured on KFMB 760 AM radio and ESPN radio. He is a leader in his community for legal, charitable, and business organizations, and was an educator at the University of Phoenix. Rich is happily married with children and is an avid tennis player and skier, and has lived in San Diego for over 25 years.
We are so lucky to have Rich Gaines here for a repeat performance, because he's so smart when it comes to the tax advantages that are available to all businesses. So we're delighted to have you here to share about that and your 777 Wealth program. So.
Well, thank you for having me again, and I think I'm the lucky one. You guys are fantastic. This is a great show. I love being here. It's absolutely wonderful. And to be able to share the information and to be able to make a difference in people's lives. So I think last time we talked about my vision, which is to expand the way people think and talk about wealth. And it's not only in money, but in values, beliefs, and traditions. And I'm really passionate about that. I love to teach. This is what I teach. I have a new program, as you just mentioned. It's called the 777 Wealth Growth System for business owners. And what that means is 7 keys in 7 weeks to lead to 7 figures. Because when you go through the process, and really wealth is just about a sequence, and when you go through that sequence, you can have 7 figures, and that's what's really exciting for me.
Yeah, that is exciting, because knowing that you could get to 7 figures with just
You made it sound so simple, a sequence. So could you expand on that, please?
Absolutely. So again, 7 keys. So we start with, I want to talk about what really is on business owners' minds.
That's what I want to know.
And I think what really concerns business owners is 3 things. First is uncertainty. What happens when we're uncertain? We get into our comfort zone, we don't take action, we're afraid of that future, and so we get comfortable in doing the things that we're used to, and we don't take those risks and expand beyond our boundaries.
Or spend the money. They don't want to spend the money because they don't know if there's going to be an outcome.
They're afraid, they don't have the trust, they don't have belief. When I released the idea that I was always afraid of where the next dollar was going to come from, and I realized I've always been taken care of in my life. And,
lucky you.
I don't know what, but we don't know where it comes from.
That's right.
And when we release that, I mean, I've had people come in from places I never expected. And you look up and you just go, where did that come from? I have no idea. And so when you realize that you have been taken care of, the people you really are taken care of in your life, and when you can release that anxiety, all of a sudden it opens up a whole new world. So this idea of certainty can create that.
Yes.
And then lack of structure is really big. A lot of business owners don't understand that simply by tweaking the structure of what they do, we can protect what they have, we can change the tax consequences of what they have, we can keep more money in their pocket, we can keep more money for their family. There's a massive amount of benefits. And last is the security piece. You know, how many of us are insecure? We're insecure about who we are and what happened to us and all the stories of our past and, you know, what do we do in the future? And when we get over over that insecurity, again, the door is open. So certainty, structure, and security.
Laurie Zerga, founder Booming Business with Ease, combines her passion for relationships, community, and business to support entrepreneurs and CEOs. She helps clients 10x their value with tips that provide the shortest distance to their revenue goals. These big corporate tips work for companies big and small, but very few small and medium-sized businesses use these techniques that allow them to serve a lot more people and increase the bottom line. She climbed to officer from Bechtel, Siemens, and Charles Schwab. Later, she transitioned first to business consultant, then a heart-based entrepreneur, launching Chef K, a national presence. In addition to her strong business experience, she chairs Women in Business Committee for her local chamber. Laurie is a business coach that supports CEOs and grows their companies by tapping into their full potential. She leads them to analyze, strategize, and systematize their business to support rapid growth. She has an uncanny ability to identify small changes to take them from surviving to thriving. She guides her clients through her process to build a dream business and life. She does this as a speaker and through workshops in San Francisco Bay Area, online training, coaching, and consulting program.
Hi, Laurie. Welcome to the set. You're bringing so much great information.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Really appreciate you having me.
So tell us about business systems. When is it that we need them, and how do you define them?
Well, the business systems are kind of the not so sexy part of business. People don't really think about them, but it's really the backbone of any business. Like, everybody knows about marketing and sales, but when you get your sales big and you can't deliver and you haven't put your systems in place, that's where you can fall apart.
Oh, and that's where the growing pains come in, right?
And that's where the growing pains come in, and firefighting mode and things like that.
So what you're saying is that if people are at a place where they're really trying to grow and they're struggling, that's the time they really need to look at systems. Is that right?
Before they start to struggle.
Yeah.
When they decide that they want to grow, find some systems.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. And it's really about putting in place things that can be repeatable, that you can train your team, and really leverage yourself and your time. So many CEOs are just on a hamster wheel, running. And if they learn to leverage systems, it really supports them with growth.
What kind of systems do you recommend people put in place? Like if they're manufacturing, it's going to be a supply chain planning system and that type of thing. So what type of business people do you normally work with?
Well, I actually have worked with service providers as well as product or manufacturers, food companies. It really is about looking at different components. So it's looking at your pricing and your packaging, your products, your delivery systems. If you're doing services, it can be the same thing. How are you packaging your services together? How are you pricing? How are you delivering? So those are some of the keys.
Nice. So I'm really curious, do you have certain systems, developers of systems, or do you do custom development, or what do you recommend?
What I really do is I go through and analyze and then strategize and then systematize. So there's those pieces that you want to look at, and then depending on where you are and what the vision is for the CEO or the business, you look at gaps, and then you can start to define what are the most appropriate and prioritize them.
Katy Goshtasbi is an international professional public speaker on topics of personal branding, leadership, marketing, and business development. She is the author of 2 books, including a bestseller for the American Bar Association. Originally from Iran, Katy attended law school in the United States and for 15 years was a successful securities lawyer. 9 years ago, Katy realized her natural talent is to support others in finding their mission and message with clarity and consistency, so they can share their message with the world and shine.
You really, really have to own it. It's the self-confidence part. Whatever you got going on, you're only going to convince me of that if you own it.
Her clientele includes MetLife, Dwayne Morris, Oracle, Lane Powell, Mitchell International, Northwestern Mutual Life, and artists in the music industry. In 2018, she will chair the American Bar Association Law Practice Division and is on the National Board of Directors of the Women of Color in the Law. She is a founding member of Women Give San Diego and had the privilege to interview Byron Katie. Her company is certified as a woman-owned entity for supplier diversity within organizations.
You come from a background of branding your business from a heartfelt position, and I really love that. That's so important, and it's really a piece that so many businesses miss completely, especially the big corporations.
Exactly. So truly what I see is that as individuals out in society, we allow others to define who we are and our values and let them determine that for us. And I'm always thinking of the person first and then their role and what they bring to their job and their title and their career. So my goal is to have people really reflect on what are my own values and what do I bring to the game, and am I worth it? Of course I'm worth it. And am I worthy? And am I good enough? And that transcends anything, and it goes back to the person. So once you master who you are and your values as a brand, then your business life falls into place, large corporations or small, as well as your individual life.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
So it must be difficult, I'm just thinking, it might be difficult for a whole corporation to master who are they. How does that work?
Well, so the way I look at it is, so whether we're in a large corporation or a small corporation or a one-shop operation, it's always about the individuals.
Okay.
I think as society, we forget who we are and we lose sight of our values, like I said. And it's really important for me to instill in every person that they matter and they have a brand. And what happens then is we go in and we develop this brand culture based on values, on individual people's values. And oftentimes the people that run the corporations will tell me, the marketing departments will say, well, more power to you because we're not getting into the trenches with them, right? The employees. You jump right in. We're just standing here and monitoring to see if revenues are shifting and how much, and is attrition going down and learning agility going up. And so that's my job, to jump in the trenches with everyone.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. So you're really giving a voice to everybody in the company so that they can feel good about where they're working and what they're doing and the message that they're delivering to the world. And I love that you said everybody is important, everybody counts, everybody needs to have a voice in that process.
Absolutely. You know, it comes from my background. So as an immigrant, we came to this country thinking we were staying for 2 weeks, and we stayed a lifetime, and we brought 2 suitcases.
Oh my gosh.
And I went to law school because I always wanted to be of service, and then I decided, I did that for 14 years.
Deepak Chari is a certified biofeedback specialist with a Bachelor of Science and Master of Science degrees in engineering. Deepak's life-changing program incorporates non-invasive, cutting-edge technologies for fast relief of anxiety and stress while releasing limiting, negative, unconscious beliefs using advanced biocommunication technology. He and his sister, Dr. Rupa Chari, a board-certified medical doctor specializing in internal medicine, founded the Chari Center of Health, an advanced integrative medical center located in Encinitas, California. Deepak's innovative approach releases limiting beliefs that affect confidence, finances, health, and relationships. These previously difficult to access unconscious beliefs can now be quickly and easily transformed into greater success, happiness, a release of the emotions causing weight gain, better relationship interactions, increased mental focus, improved and a calm peace of mind. Deepak is the co-author of the #1 international bestseller, Ready, Aim, Inspire. Over the past 17 years, Deepak and Dr. Chari have appeared on various media venues promoting the importance of mind, body, medicine, and the benefits of how they interact in our lives.
What I understand is that you just listen to somebody talk and you can discover their limiting beliefs. Is that right?
That's correct. I listen to the sound of people's voice, and within their voice, which I feel is the most accurate reflection of their perception of how they see the world, I can literally find out the limiting beliefs in their subconscious and help clear them quickly and easily using harmonic sound frequencies that I send back to them.
So tell us how you do that. Yeah. I mean, that's just amazing. And it's biotech, isn't it?
Yes, it's an advanced biotechnology, biofeedback technology. So it's the next generation of where biofeedback is. I call it biocommunication, which is next feed, where everyone is used to biofeedback, which is the technology from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But this is like the iPhone technology of today compared to the phone of 2000, let's say. That's another way of saying it, I guess.
Big difference.
Big difference, yeah. Oftentimes we're carrying these self-limiting beliefs that we don't even know that we're carrying. You know, we're a good person, we work hard, we do all the things right, but sometimes we get in self-sabotage patterns. I don't know if you can relate to that. I can in my own life. And you get in the same kind of relationships over and over again, or business challenges over and over again, or personal relationships over and over again. They may look like different people or different business situations, but it's the same pattern. How do we get out of this? Is there a way out of it? Well, the answer is, to me, that I found, yes, there is. And it's through this advanced biocommunication process technology using the sound of your voice. So what I do is I listen to the sound of a person's voice, and I listen for certain patterns in their voice, not the words they're saying, but the energy in their voice. And these are subconscious limiting beliefs that are there. But most importantly, I can clear these patterns using another sound harmonics that I send to them, which they don't even hear, through a biocommunication interface that they place their hand on. It's a technology they place their hand on. And these harmonics go through all 100 trillion cells of their body and release these patterns quickly and easily. You'll actually feel things unwinding and loosening as I do this process, while your eyes are closed listening to special music in addition to that. I found from my research, and this is even the science of epigenetics, that everything starts from the emotional pattern. And according to the science of epigenetics, which is studied at major universities, these emotional patterns or subconscious limitations travel from one generation to the next. Okay? They've actually studied this. So if the physiological is connected to the limiting beliefs of the subconscious, then that leads to the physiological condition. If I'm able to go to the root cause of that physiological issue, emotional pattern, then that might also solve that issue as well.